everybody, this is Zachary Beach, smartrealestatecoach.com. Today is Sunday. We all know what that means. That means it's deal structure time. So over the last couple Sundays, you have seen some deals that have been done from our associates and that have been done from our students. So I wanted to bring you some deals, or a deal that we have done in-house because we are still in the trenches. We are still doing deals. That is what constantly keeps us on the cusp. As you know, the market shifts and things change. We're always on the cusp. If you are involved in our Quantum Leap Systems video course, you will know that, because all the modules constantly get updated, because as things change, we update them. We want to make sure that you guys are always on top of the latest and greatest when it comes to getting these deals done, because our main mission here is to empower individuals and families. That's why we're here, and we want to make sure that you and your family can continue to innovate and get these types of deals done. It's so important as the market constantly changes. So let's dive into a deal that we have going on in West Warwick. And there's some really cool things, some really cool aspects that I want to hit on. First and foremost, this is almost like the Smart Real Estate Coach origin story. This deal dates back a couple years now. We originally had our student at that time, who's the original coaching student, coming to the office, and he was making calls with Chris. Now, while he was making calls, he actually stumbled upon this seller who actually had multiple properties. So thank you for starting the coaching, as you sparked this entire movement and this entire Wicked Smart community. So thank you to that student, and we couldn't have been here without you. So let's dive into this deal. I'm going to share my screen with you. That way you can take a look at these numbers. All right. So this property, we bought owner financing at $168,000 for a 60-month term, or a 5-year term, with principal-only payments of $812. Total out-of-pocket cost per month would be roughly just over $1,100, as the taxes and insurance are just over $300. The seller had multiple properties here. We ended up buying 2 of them. So we've had multiple buyers in this property, and because we bought it right, it was okay. It gave us the ability to pivot. So that's another lesson within this video, is it's okay if a buyer defaults, as long as you purchased it right. It's not ideal, right? We always want to set up the first buyer that we place on the property to succeed. That's why we put them through an entire vetting process. But unfortunately, life events happen, so it's not always possible. Next, so we sold it to this buyer, fantastic guy, and we'll go over these numbers here. What I've noticed, or what we've noticed as a team, is if a buyer defaults, there tends to be a better buyer that's waiting for this property. Every time that has happened, we've always got a better buyer, and then eventually get them to the finish line. So what we did is we sold this property for $184,900 on a 24-month lease. We sold the property on a monthly payment for $1,550. How we market it, because it was in a lower end, a lower end type of area, the rent we sold for $1,250 plus taxes. So that brought us up to about $1,550. And that's how we're able to create a nice spread there. Because if you If you don't market it that way and you tried to market it for $1,550, it probably would have sat there for a while. So these are some really cool aspects that if you're not in QLS, that you should be involved in QLS. That way you can get these benefits here. Plus, you can hear Nick's live conversations and also other associate live conversations and how they're able to work up these monthly payments and these deposits by going to the live buyer calls. I highly recommend you do that, as it's in the Smart Real Estate Coach Academy, and we'll actually hit that more of an aspect that in more depth as we go through these paydays right now. So let's dive into the paydays. That's what everybody cares about. Let's go ahead and dive into them. So payday number 1, the non-refundable deposit. The buyer is coming in with just over $6,000. Not a huge number, but based on the purchase price, that's okay. We can live with it. And based upon the background information, the debt to income ratio, FICO scores, and his entire plan, the buyer's entire plan, we were extremely comfortable with it. So collected $6,000 up front. Then over the next 24 months, we're collecting the rest of the non-refundable deposit. That also includes, there's a quick note here that says on the site, includes $200 extra per month. That is in our scripts that allows you to ask the buyer if they wanted to give some additional money per month in order to help them with their deposit. Again, Nick is fantastic at doing that, and you'll hear those in those live buyer calls. Okay, so that includes the $200 per month. That means that the buyer is getting more and more vested into this property by giving us some extra cash flow per month, which is fantastic. Pay number 2, the spread. We're able to create just over $430, or I'd say it's $438 per month in spread. That gives us about $10,000 in spread over the next 24 months. Not a bad spread for a lower end property, right? And then looking on the back end here. So because it is principal only payments, and let's say this deal goes the full 60 months, which it should, it's over $48,000, almost $49,000 in principal pay down. That's over the back end of this property. So absolutely, it's the leverage that you get from buying owner financing and having 100% principal pay down on these properties gives you such large equity and builds so much wealth involved in these properties. So on this deal, great non-refundable deposit, great spread each month, nice back end profit, totaling it to $76,141,000 on a $168,000 purchase price. I mean, we're almost up to, actually, we're above. No, it's pretty close. Where's my math? 50% on profit there. So 150% there. Absolutely fantastic deal here. $76,000 worth of profit over 5 years. How many of these properties do you need in order to change your life here? And again, looking at the property from afar, from hindsight now, fantastic property. This may have been passed up by people that don't have the experience because they assume right off the bat, not the best area. Lower end as far as the purchase price, probably not going to make a ton of money. But I tell you, just double check all these numbers, have a big open conversation with the seller, craft up, especially when you get owner financing deals here, because this doesn't even include the benefits of depreciation on the property since we owned it. So really great profit in a lower end house. What I'd love for you to do is if you're getting this via email, please go ahead. If you have questions, comment, and we'd love to respond and get your questions answered. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, as you know, these deal structures are bringing you more and more content. And if you're getting a ton of benefit out of them and they're helping you structure your own deals, definitely subscribe and put any comments below. Also, if you have some deals, go ahead and comment as well. I would love to, our team would love to highlight you on one of these Deal Structure Sundays. And that way we can show the world your amazing deals that you're doing. So please respond and let us know. Also, if you're on Facebook, please like it, share it, pass along to anybody that's going to receive some great benefits from this. So enjoy your Sunday, and we'll look forward to bringing you another Deal Structure next week.